Even in the best case scenario, these last 10 months have put us all on edge. Yet as the COVID-19 crisis continued, the city has seen the very best of humanity through the residents of our city. We can all be proud of that. Thank you to our local heroes like Vista residents Roz Lehman and Sandy Shea, who rose to the challenge and began sewing masks in their home during the early days of the pandemic. Roz and Sandy heard that hospitals were running low on face coverings and generously donated masks to the Tri-City Medical Center, local pharmacists, assisted living facilities, and to our senior center. Roz and Sandy are just two Vistans who gave back to the community during the beginning of the stay-at-home order, and I know there are many more unsung heroes in our community. Thank you to all Vistans for rising to the challenge and responding to the need during this unprecedented time, and to our local doctors, nurses, grocery workers, and our firefighters and sheriff's deputies who are still working on the front lines of the pandemic day after day, and to our businesses who stepped up, such as Misadventure Distillery. When the company's distillery and tasting room closed during the first shutdown, owners Whit Regali and Sam Cheraskin realized their industry knowledge and license to produce ethanol could help save their business from closing. They quickly switched from making vodka to making desperately needed hand sanitizer during the difficult first months of the pandemic. Within 1 week, they were able to produce alcohol for hand sanitizer and ship over 20,000 bottles to both consumers and wholesalers every week. The company supplied large orders to clinics, hospitals, veterans groups, and local governments, including the City of Vista. To help keep our fire, law enforcement, and public works staff safe while serving the public, another local company, Dr. Bronner's, donated cases of hand sanitizer and soap. Even though they were at capacity, as a critical provider of personal sanitizers and soap, the Dr. Bronner's team took the time to deliver the donated cases to the city. Many other companies stepped up as well, changing their operations, such as Solitube, who pivoted from making home skylights to making face shields for the health organizations, and Allele, the cycling business owned by Ryan Cady, who said he built his business in Vista because he believes our city has so much to offer. His team swapped out cycling operations and began making face masks for the public. Tragically, the number of people in our region unable to put food on their tables grew exponentially during the COVID-19 crisis. The North County Food Bank, which opened in the business park last year, provided nutritious food to more than 400 nonprofit groups with feeding programs. Since the new warehouse opened, it has doubled the food bank's outreach and services in North County. Through nonprofit partnerships, CEO Jim Floros and his team are now serving 30,000 more people every month in communities throughout North County. Let's hear from Jim Floros now.
About 4 or 5 years ago, we saw there was a lot of needs going unmet in North County, and that's why we expanded and took on the North County Food Bank. And just since that time, immediately we added 40 or 50 additional nonprofit partners, doubled the amount of food that we were distributing, quadrupled the number of backpack schools, but still we needed a facility that could really support our efforts, and that's why we moved into this facility just about a year ago here in Vista, and it has been instrumental to our success in helping people in need in this community. You know, we have a saying, we're only as good as the people who support us, and the City of Vista just could not be more instrumental to our success. They've been such great hosts. They've rallied around us. They've done food drives. They've done fundraisers for us. Really, they've been a true partner in our efforts to feed so many people who are going without food today.
Let me say again to all our businesses and nonprofit organizations, thank you. As I look back on the actions the City of Vista has taken to address frontline issues, I am proud of the strong leadership I've seen displayed by our City Council, the steady leadership of our city management in ensuring our operations continue seamlessly, the business owners struggling to follow the often changing rules of the stay-at-home order, and the community that calls Vista home. I'd like to reflect on and share steps the city has taken, as well as innovative services and programs we have offered to address the pandemic. In March, all non-essential city facilities were closed. Yet the amount of innovation, thoughtfulness, and flexibility our Vista staff demonstrated in continuing to provide high-quality services to our customers and to businesses while working remotely was remarkable. The city's essential employees worked tirelessly to keep our city safe and operational. Our senior center, understanding the more vulnerable seniors' fears of venturing outside their safe homes, added additional home delivery and pickup meal services for the community. In June, the Civic Center reopened with safety protocols in place to once again serve the public and city customers in person. To better serve and provide a safe and free site for residents, we partnered with the Vista Unified School District and the Vista Community Clinic to open a free COVID-19 testing center for the public to be tested without an appointment. Yet, even as the city began navigating how to provide ongoing services to the public, the pandemic took a damaging toll on our economy, just as it has done around the globe. Unfortunately, slowing the spread of the coronavirus also meant slowing economic activity. We got to work quickly, developing an economic recovery plan in response to the devastating impacts on the business community. We identified challenges and solutions for the local businesses by conducting Vista Cares retention visits to determine how the city could support them. Our economic development team organized stand-up business assistance virtual workshops featuring representatives from the governor's office, national and local business experts, and others who provided information, resources, and tips on navigating the pandemic. The feedback was positive, and Economic Development Director Kevin Ham said many business owners found the workshops valuable and appreciated the opportunity to participate. A Vista is Open website was launched to promote takeout and essential business services, which were open and ready to serve the community. For individual support, economic development staff provided business assistance through the Innovate 78 website and by email and a business hotline. We began rolling out business support initiatives, and city policies and programs were reviewed and temporarily changed to better support the business sector and minimize costs, burdens, and barriers to reopening. We also adapted our permitting services to facilitate outdoor spaces for restaurants and personal services, and expanded temporary signage options to help the businesses market their services. By assisting in reactivating our storefronts, the city has been helping to bring more people downtown who, in turn, also frequent our other downtown venues. Now, let me introduce you to small business owner Riley Harrington, who owns Refined off Main Street, a fun and rustic vintage clothing shop. Riley, along with the help from her parents, renovated the previously occupied North Coast Patrol space. Riley showed her indelible spirit during this past year and personified some of the partnerships we created to help support the business community.
I graduated from Vista High School, so I've always been a part of the Vista community, but I've never really felt that aspect of community until the pandemic hit, and I was kind of left alone, left in the dark. It felt like, to me, being, my doors had to close. I wasn't prepared for that. The understanding of the pandemic and not knowing when you could reopen the doors, the uncertainty of bills and everything else. It felt really good knowing that I wasn't alone during the pandemic and the city had my back. I know that if I needed help or I needed something, I could call and somebody would be there immediately. They were sending me all the resources. They were making sure that I knew I wasn't alone.
Our Main Street is lined with thriving and quaint shops that have played a key role in new economic activity in our downtown core. These unique retail shops, such as Refined, are helping to attract residents and visitors back to the heart of our town, and they are building a sense of place for our whole community. As lockdowns throughout the state of California and other parts of the nation and globe continued to fluctuate over a dramatic rise in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations, scientists and medical researchers began working around the clock on promising vaccines and tests, two vital keys in shifting society back to normal. In fact, the vitally important COVID-19 test kit market could exceed $15 billion this year alone, according to a report from Global Market Insights. One company that has ramped up its production of COVID-19 tests is San Diego-based Q Health. Q's tests are in such demand that the company has expanded its operations into Vista. Q began moving into its 197,000 square foot facility in our business park in October and was fully operational by December. This additional facility will be used for the production of Q COVID-19 test cartridges. Q plans to hire an additional 500 employees, with more expected in the future as the company continues to grow in research and manufacturing. From our large to our small businesses, we salute you, especially through these challenging times. Our businesses are still in shifting phases of reopening, and we will continue to support them and help prevent the damage caused by COVID-19 from further disrupting our economy. We understand the economic effects these events will continue to create, and our city teams know they may require new solutions. We are up to the challenge. Vista has a long-standing recognition of being fiscally responsible, relying on various revenue streams to balance our annual operating budget. Thanks to the Council's decision to continue increasing our reserves last year, Vista has been able to absorb the initial impact of revenue loss from sales and gas tax revenues and the loss of fees for service programs that were temporarily stopped due to the pandemic. With our smart planning during previous years, we have been able to mitigate many of the pandemic impacts, provide rental assistance through federal and state funding to our residents, and still maintain healthy fund balances for any other unforeseen circumstances, all without severely curtailing services as some other cities have been forced to do. We took actions to restrict overspending, and our budget remains balanced. Now for some positive news on the economic development front. The Ayers Hotel, located in Southeast Vista, opened its doors in July. It's in the perfect location near the Vista Business Park and neighboring communities. Our business park alone includes more than 900 local, national, and global companies. This boutique-style hotel is poised to serve both the business park and residential communities when the economy reopens. This new addition to our hotel sector provides Vista with the opportunity to build an even stronger economy, as well as providing for job creation and community needs. The city's largest downtown development project on Main Street, the Ryland, opened for leasing in September. This project complements our city's vision for a more walkable and vibrant downtown neighborhood corridor. We look forward to all of the 126 luxury units being occupied and the additional economic activity these new residents will bring to our downtown. Our downtown is expanding with Urban Barn, the new home improvement store with a selection of vintage and lifestyle goods, opening on Main Street, and Best Pizza and Brew opening in the former Town Hall Public House on South Santa Fe Avenue, and Barrel and Stave in the former Mother Earth location. I'm looking forward to these new additions to our downtown Vista. And in the business park, the new Amazon warehouse will be opening in a few weeks and is hiring 500 employees. Even with the slowing economy and spiking COVID-19 cases, the city continued to invest in infrastructure improvements such as the Bub Williamson Park upgrades, roadside landscaping, fire protection, and law enforcement services, all of which are fundamental to Vista's quality of life. Our public works crews beautified our gateway entranceways, installed additional landscaping with native plants along Main Street, removed trash, debris, and graffiti to enhance our city's appearance, and maintained our city facilities, roads, and sewer lines. Our building inspectors, planners, and engineers kept up with our city and private construction projects and made sure all of them remained on track. We managed to install a new Kites Over Vista exhibit downtown, and with the help of local artists, painted our remaining utility boxes throughout the city with the Vista in Bloom program. And I'm pleased to say we ended the year on a good note. The city marked a significant milestone on the Paseo Santa Fe project in December. The council and I celebrated the unveiling of the new entranceway arch installed at Civic Center Drive and South Santa Fe Avenue, thus signifying the completion of this three-phase improvement project. After more than 2 decades, the city's vision to revitalize the downtown corridor along South Santa Fe has come to fruition. This is a very momentous occasion in the city of Vista. The newly finished Paseo Santa Fe corridor complements our downtown district and enhances our community. Our local downtown businesses and neighborhoods will benefit, as well as those who drive or walk along the newly refurbished street. The Paseo Santa Fe corridor now includes 3 roundabouts with beautiful sculptures placed in their centers. Each sculpture, the Portal, the Aspire, and Prima Vista, were created by local and talented artists. While the benefits are considerable, I would be remiss if I didn't say that the city understands that the construction impacted the community. We appreciate everyone's patience as we work to improve the downtown core. This vision has now become a reality, and we look forward to the long-lasting benefits the project will create for our community for years to come. In 2020, Safety.com named Vista as one of the safest cities in California. Vista was ranked in the top 25 for its combined ranking of public safety scores, as well as financial security metrics within the community. Thanks to Captain Justin White and the men and women of the Vista Sheriff's Department. They have done outstanding work in keeping our city protected and safe. And thank you to the Vista Fire Department for their excellent work on the front lines, transporting COVID patients and providing other medical services, putting out fires and responding to emergencies. Congratulations to Chief Ned Vanderpool and his team for the recently awarded American Heart Association EMS Gold Plus Award. This honor recognizes emergency medical service organizations for their commitment and dedication in applying high standards of pre-hospital care in the treatment of cardiac emergencies. Our firefighter paramedics play a vital role in the care for those who experience severe heart attacks, and this program helps in the treatment of them. The quality of life for our residents depends on the safety of our neighborhoods, how we respond to public safety emergencies, and how well we prepare for disasters. Thank you to the Vista Fire and the San Diego Sheriff's Departments for protecting and serving our community. While many of our community events were canceled this year, we were determined to end the year with a safe and fun event to make our residents smile. We accomplished this with our new annual Jingle Terrace Park light display. This free drive-through event featured holiday-themed light displays along the driving loop in Brengle Terrace Park. Visitors were captivated by the displays of holiday lights depicting many of Vista's special and unique amenities. Visitors stepped up to help the North County Food Bank at the event by donating over $30,000 and 12,000 pounds of canned food. The food bank was astounded by the donations raised and food collected from the event. Our residents and visitors personified the holiday spirit with their generous donations, and we hope to continue this partnership with the North County Food Bank next year. Our city's progress and successes are the result of a collective effort on the part of our elected officials, our city staff, community partners, business leaders, and most of all, our residents.